Hello everybody, today we're going to try out a game called Date Z. It is March 23rd, 2015, Monday, 6:47 a.m., a school day. A rat infected with what will become known as the necrolytic pathogen has escaped into Massville High. By Friday, March 28, 2015, the first serious outbreak will occur. Massville High is the high school you attend. Whether you survive this coming outbreak depends on the choices you make in the next 5 days. In the end, there is only one way out of this situation alive. You must get yourself a date by Friday. 6:47 a.m. The alarm clock in your room does its best to keep you from missing your first day of school. The radio is a present from your mom. It's a clock radio, something she still thinks of as cool. A smooth and oddly smoky, feminine voice slides out of your radio. Salutations and good morning, Massville High. It's 6:47 on this crisp Monday morning of the rest of your life. A new school week is starting and we have a few groovy transfer students joining the herd today. That's you, one of the groovy transfer students joining the school today mid-semester. Let's show them a traditional Massville High welcome, some light hazing, and a general indifference. This is Oriana Graves coming to you from Massville High's own pirate radio station, Free Radio MH 96.3 on your dials in a 5-block radius around campus. As if it wasn't weird enough that the school was built on an old Air Force base. Now cool cats, I've gotta stop giving you all the scoop on the daily jive so I can make sure I make it to class. The rest of you should do the same. A sleepy head ends up dead. The way she hits the word dead sends a shiver down your spine. You check the clock, 6:50, classes start at 7:30, so there's actually time for some more shut-eye. You check the clock. Oh, we already read that, okay. So what happens if we hit snooze? Something about what the girl on the clock radio said gets inside your head. You can't sleep. You roll out of bed, your clothes set out already, you're able to be on your way in only about a minute. You spend a few more making sure you don't look like you just rolled out of bed. Now it's time to meet the other students. Your first period is waiting. F101 in room A15, French class. Massville High, a school built on an old military airbase. The buildings, the dorms you just left, and just about everything else are renovated military buildings. Built in 1942, Massville Air Base was Technician Field for the Pacific Northwest. The military closed it down in 1993. In 1998, the land was leased from the federal government, making use of the previously unattended and dilapidated military airbase's infrastructure. Massville High was founded. Some of the buildings look quite normal. However, at the center of campus, the old control tower stands up in the fog like a lighthouse. It feels like someone is watching you from it as you make your way to class. Madame Bouvier. I don't know French, so I'm not gonna read this. I would just sound like trash. But she is greeting us in French. So now we have a choice to respond to her in French. Okay, which one of these means MILF in French? This one looks weird. Oh, she doesn't like that. I picked poorly. You should not say such things to a woman of marrying age, and certainly not in a peacetime. Huh? You are the new student? Choose your seat. I might suggest Madame Bouvier, the French teacher, she comes off very French, which to a young man like yourself generally means confusing and oddly sexually charged. She points to a specific seat. Trust me, mon beau, this is the one. Something in her eyes lets you know she's not joking. It's probably the fact that she's the teacher. So you sit. As the students start to trickle in, the teacher starts her introduction. So she says things in French, and then she says, I am Madame Bouvier, your French teacher for what may very well be the rest of your lives. What? The teacher is hard to focus on as girls start to enter the class. You'd always heard that French class was made up almost entirely of cute girls. At your last school, that had not been the case. It had been 13 boys and the old, very egg-shaped Professor Chapelon, who wasn't even French. He'd been Dutch or something. Each girl seems to get their own moment as they came in and took their seats, each of them taking a seat directly around you. Remember what we've been practicing. Introduce yourselves. À la France. So we have Vivica. She is introducing herself in French. The first girl that comes through speaks with the confidence of someone fluent in the language. Madame Bouvier says, no one likes a show-off, Vivi. And Jean de La Fontaine is a hack. The second girl marches in with confidence. Alicia. Je m'appelle Alicia. Is that all? The generic teenage rage angst rolls off her. Just sit, my young revolutionary. Patty. Je m'appelle Patty, Miss Bouvier. I smashed my diorama for 5th period, and I really want to try and fix it. Something about the third girl is so weirdly wholesome. Maybe it's the way she seemed to think m'appelle rhymes with my apple. Sit down, Patty. Yes, Madame Bouvier, right. Je m'appelle Béo, Madame Bouvier. I've heard rumors that the last of the four, she's intense, like she's trying to play a newsroom correspondent on an old sitcom. Sit down, Béo. The rumors, though, suggest that you and... Sit down, Béo. We have French to learn. I will note that you refuse to answer. 4 girls. Each sits around you. The cardinal directions. You in the center. Your French teacher gives you a bit of a smirk. Now, last week we were talking about the French Dadaist who left this written on the Mona Lisa. She writes out LHOOQ on the board. Oh. Vivi raises her hand, waving it back and forth. However, she doesn't even wait to be called on. She is correct. This is a French pun. It means, a burning in her bum. Wow. However, a better translation is, she has a fire below, as the man who made the pun, internationally famous, explained. He's suggesting that even though you can't see it, there is a deep, burning, sexual fire deep inside this and every woman. This was important because at the time... The teacher keeps talking as other students come in, introducing themselves. However, it feels like a small little world quickly develops around you. VVQ, always trying to show off. Just because I read and you don't. Alicia reads comic books, probably. Alicia mostly reads romance novels. Ha, Kettle Black. I had one of those books with the hunky guy on the cover laying around. You what? You brought a book like that to school? Which one? So you're the new kid, right? It takes a few moments for you to realize that she was talking to you. In fact, all 4 girls are staring right at you suddenly. The teacher is kind of weird, isn't she? You don't know the half of it. Once she did a whole class on belly dancing, outfit and all, claiming it was a cultural right of hers, thanks to some kind of racist mumbo-jumbo about a World's Fair. That was not my favorite day. I thought it was rad. I think she's sleeping with the gym teacher. Ha, he wishes. She's nice, but often in her own little world, says the queen of the airheads. At least I'm queen of something. Instead of what? Are you Steve McQueen? Ooh. Yeah, if he was a badass instead of a bitch boy. I need to find a new scoop to write about. Something or someone interesting. Looking for a new victim? If you find one, ask if he knows anything about model building and glue. I keep gluing my fingers together and it's really annoying. Nail polish remover will dissolve that. See, the chemical acetone acts as an organic solvent. BBQ, no one asked you. Those girls seem like a fun bunch to be around with. They keep going on about school stuff. Too bad you're not involved anymore. That is quite enough, all of you. Please focus on the lesson at hand. As I was saying, the way that sexuality and art intersect is as close as humanity comes to the divine. This is French class? The rest of the class is not boring. However, you don't think you ended up learning any French or much of anything else. This wasn't a good first day. In fact, it was terrible. Didn't seem that bad. You failed to make any friends or leave any impression whatsoever. The only person who actually noticed you roaming around the school pointlessly was your French teacher. Oh, mon beau, there you are. She grabs you by the shoulder and looks at you seriously. I cannot help but notice that a young man such as yourself seems to be avoiding the attention of mademoiselles. And this is your concern because? Young people should get to know one another. You may be surprised how hard it is to make friends when you are older. Life can be quite sad if you stay in your own little bubble. But, c'est la vie, some people prefer to be part of the crowd. She pats you on the shoulder and heads off, like she's given you some kind of wisdom or something. You aren't very impressed. Now, what teacher is going to tell the students that they need to focus more on socializing and less on studying and the subjects? I mean, honestly, a teacher probably would have said something like that to me, but okay. 1 week later, oh. After a week of keeping your head down and just trying to fit into your new school, There's a zombie outbreak and you're torn apart in front of the same girls you didn't seem interested in getting to know. Your last thought is that you have no idea if this is ironic or not. You just know that it sucks. Is your French teacher laughing at you? You kind of hope she dies next. I found it. It's real. I knew it. I just hope I have enough time. I guess time isn't as big an issue as I think if this works. Ugh. Flashing lights warning. You've just unlocked time travel. Now you can take a step back in the dialogue or rewind to one of the previous encounters. Rewind time, travel back in time. Okay. It is March 23rd, 2015. Okay. So the same intro as we had before. At least it seems like the exact same thing so far. So it doesn't really seem like, did we really even have very many choices? Or dialogue with the girls? I don't remember. Okay, so we're back in French class. Oops. Okay, this time we'll choose the first option. I should hope not. I hope you will be staying for some time. Huh? You are the new student. Choose your seat. I might suggest. So, do these people have some kind of foreknowledge of what's going to happen? Some of these adults and stuff? I mean, we don't even have an interaction. Choices with these girls, so definitely don't really like Patty that much. Maybe she gets more interesting, but kind of boring. Val's kind of cool, I guess. The lowest lane of the school. Okay. So we'll go with yes, I'm the new student. That much is pretty obvious. Welcome to Bouvier's class. She's great. I think she's sleeping with the gym teacher. Ha, he wishes, so we're back to this. She wants you to take notes for her. Huh? She probably wants more than that. I could show you around. Do you know anything about model building and glue? I keep gluing my fingers. She keeps gluing her fingers together. So then Bouvier gets upset, wants the kids to focus on the lesson. Okay, you actually make it to PE class on time, though changing into your gym outfit takes you a bit. So a lot of kids are already doing things. As you walk onto the gym floor, you hear a woman shout, "Get out of the way!" which gets you to look directly at the volleyball that bounces right off your face hard. Oh, my face. What is worse, you made a squeaking sound like a little girl. Now everyone is laughing. I told you, get out of the way. Did you not hear me, squeaker? Okay, let it go or get in her face. Something tells me Alicia likes a confrontation. Angry with rage, you march right up to her. What was that? My killer spike. There is no defense, other than your face, apparently. Oh, I bet your face could stop a lot of things. My face is better than your whole serve. That really hurt. What is this one? What does this one even mean? My face is better. We'll go with that. Ha! My serve is impeccable, and your face is above average at best. The PE teacher blows his whistle very loudly. That's enough, both of you. Now apologize, shake hands, and find a team. Alicia shakes your hand and stares at you the whole time in a way that is surprisingly intimidating. Her grip is really strong, too. Sorry, the ball went wild. I was aiming for the back corner. Her apology sounds genuine? Huh? Yeah, okay. After that, PE class goes as normal. Boof! Until a volleyball bounces off the side of your head painfully. I thought I said out of the way, squeaker. The grin on Alicia's face is friendly, though so is her tone. Oh, giving someone concussions is cute. It takes a moment for you to realize that the ball had hit a lot softer than the first one as well. Okay, we don't mind balls hitting the side of our face as long as they're soft. The rest of the class goes smoothly. Passing through the main campus after PE, everything seems to have gone pretty... Smash! Oh no. You turn just in time to slam into another student. The young woman had been half running along, holding the diorama up and out, and it's clear that the diorama took the brunt of the attack. It had probably been a wind farm before the collision, and now it looked more like a diorama of a smashed bunch of cardboard. Oh no. Stop to help her, just keep going. We'll stop and help her. You bend down to help her pick up the pieces. I don't even know how it crumpled like this. I thought it was sturdier than this. Let me help you. Oh, thanks, a true gentleman. Despite how annoying it must be to have her obvious class project smashed, she seems very happy to have the help. The two of you collect the very sticky and very broken bits of plastic, cardboard, and plaster. What did this used to be? I'm new in school. Do people really say things like a true gentleman? I'm new in school. You're one of the new transfer students, right? I'm Patty, by the way. Thanks for your help. Sure. She takes a deep breath and stares at the broken wreckage of her work. This is horrible. As the two of you stack the debris up, your hands bump. She looks away as they do, as if not wanting to meet your eyes. Well, mostly horrible. The smile you get from Patty makes this momentary embarrassment from having crushed the diorama worth it. So worth it. Okay. So I guess we can go see, what is this here? Okay. I guess anything more, we may have to purchase a DLC to see it. You peek into the game during the break. Kids seem to be mostly using the PE gear to play around. At first you thought they were playing dodgeball, but they just seem to be doing lots of things with the balls. Mostly throwing them at each other. Aye, new kid, The PE teacher calls out for you, then checks his notebook. Right, they didn't give me your name. Why do I always get last week's sheets? Did you know we've won 3 straight state volleyball championships? I'm gonna be the smartass comment. Do you care what? The coach does not even slow down as he talks over you. His practice at shouting down teenagers is clearly top-notch. I want it to be 4 so badly. Alicia, she's my chance. She's the key. If only she wasn't so volatile. He turns and stares into the trophy case. There seems to be an empty spot next to 3 other trophies. I need this. I need this to make sure people remember me after I'm gone from this school. They'll look in this trophy case and think, that coach got 4 of those. You don't have anything to add, though you do wonder if he's having a midlife crisis. Sounds like it. Whatever you do, new kid, don't get into teaching. It seems good, summer's off, steady pay, get to hang out at school all day. No one notices, no one cares. Aw. Sensing that none of this is pertinent to you, you back out of the gym slowly. So we seriously have to purchase stuff already? You don't have this DLC. Would you like to purchase it? Not right now. Not quite convinced of this game anyway. These DLCs are not cheap. You decide to climb the tower. You saw someone up there and they look like a student. If they can do it, you can. It's a lot taller than you thought it would be. It takes a bit to climb. And as you reach the top, you don't see anyone. You were sure you saw someone up here before. Maybe you imagined it. However, you think you see what looks like the science teacher having a heated argument with a student across campus near the science labs. Not as interesting as someone being up here. The view is great, but eventually you head back down. Of course, if they're going to allow you to have a relationship with anyone, it's going to be Patty, the most boring one. You go to the library to help Patty with her diorama. Patty seems to have dismantled the diorama entirely. Why does she look like that? Patty, honey, are you okay? She is examining each piece, looking for something. I don't know. She's hiding drugs in the diorama, isn't she? What are you looking for? You've broken it more? How can I help? Take a seat. I'm looking for evidence of dun 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 this. Patty slams a book down and shows a crazy, scary picture of a evil rabid rat. I think this is rat teeth marks, see? Patty holds up a piece that has some odd scratch marks on it. Looking at what rat bite marks look like in the book he has. Maybe? I'll help you find more evidence. If you find anything, you have to tell me. I gotta know. You look through the pieces and you find a weird brown one. Is this something? Oh, huh? Patty taps the book and you see that it looks just like a rat dropping. Gross. Patty laughs in a sort of chipmunk-like way as you toss the turd away. That proves it. Nothing leaves rat droppings besides... She stops for a moment, obviously for dramatic effect. Rats. Patty looks at the marks again. Really gross rats. She motions to another dropping. It seems to be a sickly green color. Even grosser than normal. The rats must pay. She nods as if that is the height of knowledge. Yes, the rats must pay. So what's your plan? I don't know yet, but I am going to find the rat that dared to destroy this thing of beauty. Proof I can show the teacher and be like... She motions to the mulch that was once her project. That evil rat destroyed my diorama. I will say to the teacher with my best teacher face. She makes a pretty good teacher face. Whatever that is. Then she points directly at you. And you're going to help me. Please. You give a bit of a shrug, but it seems enough for her. Now I need to find a book on rat catching. Patty doesn't find her book just yet, but it's clear her intent is real. After the break period is over, you make your way to the history classroom. Greetings, class. You look around the class in a double take as the PE teacher seems to be at the front of the room. No one else seems surprised by this, so you assume it's normal. Written on the board is the name Mr. Cogswell. You assume that is the PE coach, history teacher, that's probably their name. If everyone can open the book to page 306. Is that where we left off? No, but it's a good start. It's a good starting place if we're going to actually get through the subject matter before the standardized test. Yeah, okay. Who wants to start reading on page 306? Vivi, nobody asked you. Vivi just sticks her tongue out at Alicia. It seems friendly. You get the feeling that Mr. Cogswell doesn't give history the same kind of energy he gives PE. The rest of the period is just people taking turns reading. However, you keep being distracted by giggling, shifting sounds. However, whenever you look back, it's just Alicia and Bao sitting in the back corner. You can't shake the feeling that they're doing something interesting with one another whenever you're not looking. Class ends well before you actually see anything, but you thought you saw them rubbing legs under the table? They might have been kicking each other, but your young teenage mind prefers to assume the most erotic possibility. They're obviously murderous lesbians who will kill their teacher and escape to Canada? What? Class is over. Are you okay? You look like you're drooling. Patty breaks you out of your daydream, and after you wipe your face, you shuffle out of the classroom. You see a girl sketching on a piece of paper. She's writing things like military experiment and UFO sighting on it. Are you going to waste your lunch break reading over my shoulder? The look she gives you lets you know she is not a fan of people reading over her shoulder. You decide to retreat, for now. You peek into the French class during lunch period. Oh, mon beau, come in, come in. Oh, God. It's an empty classroom. The teacher seems to keep it open during breaks. It's kind of weird no one is here. Tell me, transfer student, do you believe in magnets? Believe they exist? Believe they have healing powers. I got one of those magnet watches, and now I no longer have the chicken legs in the morning. Okay. It makes me wonder if maybe putting a big magnet under each student's chair would increase student health. Oh God, she's been watching way too much TikTok. What? Out, like a magnet. Oh no, we like a magnet under the chair to help keep the blood happy. I think I will suggest it at the next budget meeting. Truth is, if I want them, I'll have to buy them myself. The school never pays for anything. Sensing that the teacher was willing to keep talking to you about magnets, you slowly back out of the room. Good idea. You see a girl looking through a book and furiously writing. At first you think she's doing homework, but then you see... Oh, the new transfer student, right? You seem busy. Yeah, I'm supposed to make sure the class stays on track today, even though Evans will be out. Aren't you a student? Yeah, I mean, I'm the TA too. It's not like Mr. Cogswell, the PE teacher, will be the substitute probably. He normally is. So I'll just be helping him. Evans is really busy, you see. He's working on something that's going to change the world, and I really need to read all this before lunch ends, so sorry, but... She kind of turns away from you and gets back to work. You check out the gym during lunch. Kids are hanging around, some are playing games with the dodgeballs. Hey, transfer student. He puts his arm around you. He's so much larger than you are. How do people get this big? You seem shocked to see me in history class. I just wasn't expecting it. Neither was I, son. When I got my degree in physical education, I never once dreamed I would be spending most of time teaching history. I have a passion, you see, a passion to keep the bodies of our community strong. A strong community starts with a strong youth, leading them to understand that it's not just about body, but about mind, attitude. I want to help every student become something great. That perfect moment of form and function, the transcendent glory of athletics as art. Like Alicia. Oh, Alicia, my savior, my goddess. God, dial it in. She's my chance at glory. The greatest setter this school has ever seen. 4 championships in a row. Has it ever been done before? I don't think so. They might make a movie about me. Something direct to TV, mid-afternoon, very inspirational, as I win the gold for the 4th time. Sounds like you should just start a podcast or something. What does this have to do with your teaching other classes? I'm getting there, kid. Have a little patience now. You steer clear of Alicia. She's trouble. She's wild, like a panther. Or maybe some kind of a mutated lion, bigger and more ferocious than a normal lion. She put a boy in the hospital for hitting on her. He died. For a moment, you're truly shocked. Okay, he didn't die. But he got kicked so hard that he lost a testicle or something. Real disturbing stuff, kid. So steer clear. Oh, and I have to teach at least 5 periods a day to qualify as a full-time teacher, but there are only 2 PE classes in the morning. So I fill the rest of the periods with whatever the school needs in any given trimester. There, that's it. Now get out of here, kid. Stop wasting my time. You really don't know what he means, but you take the opportunity to leave. So I'm getting eaten by zombies again. Science class, your first one. However, things are chaos. Everyone, can you please open your books to page 303? You heard the girl, page 303, everyone. The PE teacher blows his whistle loudly, getting the chattering gaggle of kids to quiet down and focus up. Oh, nothing like when you have a teacher teaching more than one subject and they bring the other subjects into other classes. It's so much fun. Okay, now, we're working on... We're working on the basic chemical reactions lab. It's actually on page 306, actually. The tone in her voice is unmistakable. Yeah, bitchiness. Yes, turn to page 306. The temperature in the room drops about 5 degrees. Oh, a ghost? You heard the brainiacs. Page 306, get to it. We'll be going over some basic chemical reactions. Everyone is going to need to put on goggles and know how to use the eye wash station. The eye wash station is over here. Holy hell, what kind of terrible torture device is this? It's for washing your eyes if you get something in them. I'd rather lose my eyes than put them in that. Woo! Yeah. Vivi, who is sitting right next to you. Wait, are you her lab partner? She huffs and talks low enough that probably no one else can hear. Spelling. A teacher teaching the class. A student teaching the class. It's ludicrous, especially when she's so frazzled from helping out with Professor Evans' special project. She can barely keep herself together. Evans is taking advantage of her. Jill's smart, but she's not smart enough to see that. Teachers shouldn't take advantage of students. Well, you know, someone needs to tell some people this. What's Evans working on? Is the PE teacher an idiot? I think Vivica would like that. Mr. Cogswell? Vivi looks over at the PE teacher. He's running the eye washing machine. Seriously, this thing is just no good. It looks like it's designed to scoop your eyes out like ice cream. I wouldn't call him an idiot. She gives you her best diplomatic smile. Okay, so we're supposed to be doing this. She points at the book. It looks like a lot of words and colored images to you. Well, that's generally a textbook. It's horrifying. However, I think what I want to try is something like... She flips forward a few pages and it looks 6 times as scary. There's so many colors and things. Huh? Wait, is that a skull and crossbones warning? So we'll need... Here, put on these goggles. Put them on! You put on the safety gear as Vivi does the same and starts to gather and mess with chemicals. It looks like something out of a cartoon. She talks while she's doing it, but it's hard to keep up with. So, as this is a base, we need to be careful. We don't want any volatile reactions. So can you hand me the next one? Step 31, it's over there. What? Okay. You hand her the green chemical. Vivi takes it and pours it carefully into what she's working on. Wait, this is... It's at that moment you realize she'd been pointing at the red chemical. You hadn't even seen it. Oh well, what's the worst that could... There's an explosion. Thankfully, it's one made mostly of foam. It comes gushing out of the container in front of Vivi. Ah! She stumbles back right into you, foam going everywhere. Oh boy. Both of you fall and the world goes dark. Oh, come on now. Get up, you two. This is such a mess. This better get cleaned up or the school is going to blame me. You can hear just fine. You can't see. Is there foam all over your goggles? You reach for them, but you find something else, warm, soft, and... Hey! She's on top of you. You realize this. You have a moment where you realize that she's... Yeah. Hold very still. Shove her off. No. She manages to get herself off and jumps up. The world returns. Vivi is covered in what looks like some kind of foam standing in the middle of class. Everyone is staring and laughing. Well, they kind of just look like they're doing the same crap they were doing before. Eventually, you both get to cleaning. It's just foaming, scrubbing bubbles. That's what happens when you go off book. Vivi doesn't say anything back to that. She's too embarrassed, but she clearly wants to. By the time the mess is cleaned up, the bell rings. On the way out, Vivi doesn't look you in the eye. Sorry, I should have made sure you knew what I was asking for. Never mind. She rushes out of class before you can ask what she meant. Okay, let's see what these options are. You decide to just head back to your dorms. On the way back, you see Professor Evans. He's irritated, almost shouting to a man walking with him. Spike, I don't care what your concerns are. I started this research for you, so you better. He notices you and immediately stops talking. Instead, just watches you until you walk off. He doesn't seem like a very nice guy. You make it home, well, to your dorm room, which is going to be your home for at least as long as you go to this school. It was quite a day, but maybe there's a place for you here. You are tired though, so you see something move in the dark outside your window. Taking a closer look, you see it's a small animal. A rat? The rat stares at you for a few moments. It looks weird. You don't know why, but that rat sends a shiver down your spine. It crawls off into the night, and then there's just darkness. You're probably just letting things get to your head. You try to get some sleep. 3 days until the outbreak. 6:47 a.m., the alarm clock in your room does its best to keep you from missing your second day of school. Okay, so we've kind of made it through our first day of school. I guess things went kind of weird. So far, all the girls seem kind of meh to me, but I guess we'll play a little more. I don't know how far you can get into this game without buying the DLCs, which I wasn't really wanting to do initially, that's for sure. I guess we'll see how the game goes, if it gets more interesting or good. I don't really know much about it, but I hope you enjoyed the first day of school with me, meeting all the interesting and flirty people at this school. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this game or what you think, and please like and subscribe if you would, and have a great day.